Good morning, friends. I am speaking from India, Awadhindra. The news that the very recent development has happened, and this development has futuristic, and this relationship has the uh, impact in the future. The future story that is going to be written on Indo-Pacific region. The global politics ahead 40 years from now is going to revolve around the Indo-Pacific, and the relationship and the grouping that United States of America has formed in this region. I want to say that either I am happy with this or not, or anybody happy with this or not, it doesn't matter. But the government of these regions, countries, what they does, that does matter most. So the relationship and the groupings in this region is that the very reason is the South China Sea is the point of future discussion. The Philippines and United States of America relationship is going to be a turning point in the future. Because of this, the China and his belligerent action and his bullying his neighbors, and he's dictating his policy around all the neighbors, including India and the countries of South China Sea bordering with, and if you go to China's western Mongolia side, and if you go into the west side of China, Central Asian nations, and if you look at the uh, eastern uh, parts of China, dispute with Japan, every country, whatever the bordering with the China, whoever the bordering with China, has some point or other dispute with China. And the China is always everywhere claiming that some point the territory belongs to China. Either there has any substance or not. But what this kind of the China policy has, I don't know how and how they view it, but it is actually annoying other countries and their citizens greatly, and they are fielding accordingly. So this is China's check, and the United States military to get greater access to Philippines bases. Very recently, on 2nd of February 2023, the Philippines offered 4 military bases to United States of America. Unbridled power are are being given to United States in the South China Sea region. The only target is that to contain the China and his belligerent action. The China's 9-dash line and his claim into the South China Sea is against the United Nations Sea law of the sea. And it is the only claim uh, does by the China that nine dash line historically belongs to China, and the region from the special economic zone to the nine dash line belongs to China. So there is a dispute bordering with these countries, Vietnam and Malaysia, Philippines, whatever they are, South China Sea, coastal region countries. They are being very much annoyed by the Chinese action and his unverified claims does by the China. So this is the actually problem, and accordingly to contain this problem, the countries developing their relationship with other military powers, just like Philippines developing their uh, military relationship with the United States because of the China is bullying it. And here South China Sea has, the resources, marine resources, and natural oil and etc. So if the China get access 90% of the South China Sea, it would be the very what can I say, that the countries in the region will their interest would be compromised, so to protect their interest, the Philippines has announced a deal on Thursday, 2nd of February 2023, to give 4 US troops access to another 4 bases on South Asian Southeast Asian nation as a long-term ally seeks to counter China's military rise. The United States and the Philippines announced a deal on Thursday to give US troops access to another 4 bases in the South China Asian nations. Philippines, as the long-time allies, seeks to counter China's military rises. The agreement to the expand cooperation to strategic areas of the country was made during a visit by the US Defense Secretary Lord Austin. It came as the countries seeks to repair ties that were fractured in recent years. Previous Philippines President Duterte favored China over his country's former colonial master. But the new administration of the Marcos, who is the president of Philippines, has been taken a reverse. The previous government favored the China, but the current government favoring the United States. So there is a political fracture in the country of Philippines. But the new government, the current government, that is taking the steps in the right direction to contain the China, because China is actually claiming large part of their interest. So they are compromising with China. The Beijing growing assertiveness on Taiwan and its building of bases in the disputed South China Sea has given fresh impetus to Washington and Manila to strengthen their partnership. Because of the China's action can be viewed. Just see the Taiwan. Just see the western frontier of China, bordering with India, Ladakh range, the Galwan incident, where 20 Indian soldiers were killed by the Chinese forces. So these are very tough incidents, and these incidents actually showcase the China's military might and minds of China. We can read the what is in the mind of Chinese government and governing systems. The key cooperation, given its proximity to Taiwan and its surrounding waters, cooperation from Philippines would be a key in the event of conflict with China, which is four-star US Air Force General has warned would happen as earlier as 2025. The United States predicting that as early as 2025, the China will attack on Taiwan. They have predicted, and for that to contain the development, the fielding is being tightened by the United States of America, and they are developing their bases to counter the Chinese aggression. The four new locations bring the total number of sites accessible to the United States forces to 9. You know, 5 previously uh, they get access, but 4 this time. Overall 9 locations they can access their bases. Lord Austin told the reporters on Thursday. Talks were going for a potential 10th site. A senior Philippines official also said that. The United States and the Philippines have a decade-old security alliance and includes a military defense treaty and the 2014 Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement. Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement EDCA was signed in 2014, which allows US troops to rotate through the 5 Philippines bases, including those where disputed waters. It also allows the US military to store defense equipments and supplies on these bases. The EDCA is stalled under Duterte, but the Mr. Marco has sought to accelerate its implementation. The Philippines Defense Secretary Carlito told reporters the location of the new sites would be made public after communities and officials had been consulted. But it has been widely reported that most of the locations are on the main islands of the Luzon, 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 and closest Philippines landmass to Taiwan, where the United States already has access to bases. The fourth will reportedly be on the western islands of Palawan, fishing the Spratly Island in the hotly contested South China Sea, taking the number of sites there to 2. So the Palawan and Spratly Island that are hotly contested in the South China Sea. So United States of America has got 9 bases. It could be somewhere island, somewhere landmass of mainland mass of Philippines, to defend the Philippines as well, and to make the proximity with Taiwan. So the whenever the development, any aggression done by the China, the United States want to be prepared and take the military action if any eventuality happens. So this is a very, very, very crucial step and development that is going on, and it has a future repercussions for the global politic dynamics. Thank you very much.